Welcome back to the channel. The latest General Hospital spoilers are absolutely explosive. Lives are at risk, secrets are unraveling, and a shocking twist could change Port Charles forever. As a longtime fan who has seen countless characters rise and fall, I truly believe we are witnessing one of the most intense downward spirals the show has delivered in recent memory. Willow's troubles are mounting so quickly that it feels like the walls are closing in on her from every direction, and I cannot help but wonder how much longer she can keep up her carefully constructed facade. What strikes me most is how Willow's own actions are now coming back to haunt her in ways she never anticipated. She shot Drew not once but twice, yet thanks to some clever legal maneuvering by Alexis, that particular crime cannot be used against her again under the double jeopardy rule. That detail alone shows how smart the writers are being, giving Willow a temporary shield while still piling on new dangers. But the real trouble lies in what she did afterward, drugging and holding Drew captive in their own home. That is a serious criminal matter. And with the supply of paralyzing medication running low because Sidwell has fled town, her control over the situation is slipping away fast. I personally think this is brilliant storytelling because it forces us to question whether Willow's desperation comes from genuine fear or something darker inside her. Felicia has quietly arranged a way for Drew to communicate with the outside world without Willow knowing, and when he finally speaks up, everything she has done will come spilling out. I have to admit, part of me feels a little sorry for Drew despite his own flaws. He manipulated Willow in the past. But does anyone really deserve to be held prisoner like that? I suspect many longtime viewers like me are divided on this. Some will root for Willow to escape consequences because she has suffered so much, while others, including myself on most days, believe accountability is long overdue. The pressure is intensifying even more because of Brooklyn and Tracy. Those two are formidable when they team up, and right now they are laser-focused on exposing Willow. Brooklyn is playing a particularly clever game, pretending to be friendly while secretly working with Brick to prove that Willow was the second driver in the accident that hurt Curtis so badly. She left Jordan and Curtis to face the consequences alone. And once that truth surfaces, Willow's reputation will take a devastating hit. It may not lead to immediate arrest, but in a town like Port Charles, public opinion can destroy a political career faster than any courtroom. I find this angle fascinating because it highlights how interconnected all these lives are. One mistake from years ago can suddenly resurface and change everything. Then there is the added layer involving Serena's return. I was thrilled to hear she is coming back, and the rumor that she might join forces with Lucy and Brooklyn in their darker plans against Willow has me counting down the days until those episodes air. Serena has always brought a fresh energy to the canvas, and if she gets pulled into this scheme, it could create an explosion of secrets that no one sees coming. Will Serena's involvement push Brooklyn to go too far? Or will it actually help expose the truth in a way that forces Willow to confront her choices? I think the writers are setting up something truly explosive here, and I, for one, cannot wait to see how it unfolds. Of course, the biggest stakes for Willow revolve around what she stands to lose. She might lose Drew, but honestly, I do not believe that will break her heart. She has already confided in Chase that she wants out of that marriage, so perhaps that separation would even feel like a relief. The congressional seat, however, means everything to her right now. If Drew recovers and decides to reclaim his position, Willow's dreams of power could vanish overnight. And then there is the possibility of legal action from Jack Brennan. Even though Nina's injection was accidental, Willow fully intended to keep drugging him. Jack knows too much, including the shooting, and he could easily decide she is too dangerous to remain free. What really tugs at my emotions as a longtime viewer is the thought of Willow potentially losing her children. That would be the fatal blow, the one thing I doubt she could ever recover from. Michael has already shown he believes Willow is harmful to the kids, and if he pushes for full custody, it could tear her world apart. She always justifies her actions by saying everything she does is for her children, yet her behavior has become increasingly reckless. I wonder, and I ask this sincerely to fellow fans, at what point does protection turn into harm? The show is doing a wonderful job of making us debate these moral gray areas without making anyone feel like a villain for having an opinion. Brooklyn hopes that revealing Willow's role in the hit and run will also change the way Chase sees her. For now, Willow seems focused on Tracy as the bigger threat, but Brooklyn is the one working quietly in the shadows. That miscalculation could prove costly. I have seen similar storylines before where the character who thinks she is in control suddenly finds herself surrounded. Willow is running out of time, and every new episode feels like it brings her closer to the edge. Still, I remain hopeful that the writers will handle this with the care General Hospital is known for. They have a history of giving even the most troubled characters moments of redemption or at least paths toward growth. Will Willow finally realize how far she has fallen before it is too late? Or will her obsession with maintaining control lead her to even riskier decisions? The introduction of Serena into Lucy and Brooklyn's plans adds another unpredictable element that could shift alliances in surprising ways. As someone who has watched this show through births, deaths, weddings, and epic feuds, I appreciate how the current arc with Willow feels both fresh and rooted in the show's rich history. The tension is building beautifully, and I find myself thinking about these characters even when the television is off. Willow's story is a reminder that secrets have a way of surfacing when we least expect it, and the consequences can be life-altering. I truly believe the summer episodes are going to deliver some of the most memorable moments in recent years. Will Chase stand by Willow once he learns the full truth? Or will his sense of justice prevail? Can Brooklyn's plan succeed without backfiring on her own relationship? And what role will Serena play in tipping the scales? These questions keep me excited for what comes next, and I encourage every fellow fan to stay tuned because the heat is definitely on. The writers have crafted a situation where Willow truly has no easy way out, and watching how it all resolves is going to be pure soap opera gold. What strikes me deeply is how Willow's own obsessions and desperate choices have brought her to this point. She has fought so hard to maintain control, drugging and holding Drew captive while hiding the truth from everyone around her. But with Drew showing signs of waking up and Brennan also regaining consciousness, the entire house of cards is about to collapse. I personally believe this is one of the smartest twists the writers have introduced lately. It forces us longtime fans to reflect on how far a character can go before everything unravels. Drew waking up means he will finally be able to tell his side of the story, revealing the full extent of Willow's manipulation and captivity. That alone could trigger a chain reaction affecting her marriage, her political ambitions, and her standing in the community. Brennan waking up adds another intense layer. He knows too many dangerous secrets, including Willow's intentions with the medication and her role in the shooting. I wonder, as many of you probably do, whether Brennan will seek justice or use what he knows to strike some kind of deal. His recovery is going to create new obsessions and conflicts that ripple through Port Charles, especially with Jack already suspicious and ready to act. These awakenings feel like the beginning of the end for Willow's carefully guarded secrets, and I find it both heartbreaking and satisfying to watch after everything she has done. The idea that Willow might end up in a psychiatric hospital resonates with me because the show has always handled mental health stories with care and realism. It would mark a powerful end to her dark period, giving her a chance to heal while removing her from the immediate chaos of town. I have seen similar arcs before, like with other beloved or complicated characters, and they often lead to beautiful redemption or at least powerful growth. Willow has justified so many of her actions by saying they were for her children, yet her behavior has become increasingly unstable. Sending her away for treatment could be the kindest and most dramatic resolution possible. It would allow the show to explore themes of accountability, forgiveness, and second chances that we older viewers especially appreciate. Of course, her potential departure raises so many emotional questions. Will she lose custody of her children to Michael before she leaves? Michael has made it clear he believes Willow is harmful to the kids, and that fear of permanent separation would be the most devastating blow for her. I truly hope the writers handle this sensitively because family is at the heart of General Hospital. Losing Chase would probably not devastate her as much since she has already expressed doubts about that relationship, but the thought of losing her children and her place in Port Charles feels like the ultimate price. Brooklyn and Tracy continue to apply pressure from another angle, working quietly to expose Willow's role in the hit-and-run accident. With Serena reportedly returning and possibly joining forces with Lucy and Brooklyn, the alliances against Willow are growing stronger. I love how the show weaves these connections together. Serena's arrival could bring fresh energy and unexpected twists that accelerate Willow's downfall. Will these women succeed in driving Willow out of town? Or will one final desperate act from Willow create even more chaos before she goes? As a longtime fan, I appreciate how this storyline balances suspense with humanity. Willow is not purely evil. She is a woman who has been pushed to her limits, and watching her dark reign come to an end feels both inevitable and poignant. Drew and Brennan waking up will undoubtedly create new obsessions and storylines that keep the show exciting for months to come. Perhaps Drew will find some peace after his ordeal, or maybe Brennan's revelations will shake up the entire canvas in surprising ways. I cannot wait to see how it all unfolds. Will Willow accept help at the psychiatric facility and eventually find her way back stronger, or is this truly goodbye for her time in Port Charles? The summer episodes promise to be unforgettable, filled with revelations, emotional confrontations, and the kind of classic soap drama that keeps us coming back year after year. My heart goes out to Willow, even as I recognize she has brought much of this upon herself. General Hospital continues to deliver stories that make us think, feel, and stay passionately invested. I encourage all my fellow longtime viewers to stay tuned because the conclusion of this chapter is going to be something truly special.